Hey there, I'm MrLeftTurn and welcome to my favorite race shop. And since the Han Solo movie is coming out soon, what better way to celebrate it than with one of the few good things about the prequels, the Clone Wars. But I think I'm gonna need a little bit of help with this one. Come on out, Pat Rex.
Greetings surfers of MrLeftTurn's channel, I'm Parex11, and I wasn't held at gunpoint to do this review or change my intro.
Now don't make me throw your tea into the harbor again. Drama queen. Well, since yet another Star Wars movie is around the corner...
But didn't The Last Jedi just come out?
NASCAR.
Let's dive into darkness on Umbara!
The episode begins with something missing from the prequels. Anakin with character.
Matt Lanter sounds nothing like Hayden Christensen, but...
Actually, that's a good thing.
Well, okay, it actually starts out with an almost 40s-like newsreel to keep us up to date on the Clone Wars. Plus, I love these quotes that begin each episode.
Just a nice moral that, in a way, foreshadows the episode. Although, as we'll see, trust is in short supply for our new hero. The Republic manages to break through a separatist blockade around Umbara, which is similar to the Latin word umbrum, meaning shadow, clever, as Anakin and Obi-Wan engage in snark-to-snark combat while going over the battle plans.
I really enjoy the little quips between Anakin and Obi-Wan while they plan the assault on Umbara. While yes, this is a very serious moment for the success of the Republic in the Clone Wars, it's nice that the duo and even the clones can just be themselves and not droids who relay and repeat orders. Way to keep that morale up.
And Fives is there, yay! My morale would be up just seeing him there.
Does my battalion have to do everything?
You are the protagonist. A battle to land ensues, and even before General Ripper arrives, the casualties seem higher than most battles.
They ain't got nothing we can't handle, sir.
God damn it, Hardcase, your poor grandma got your brothers killed. You'd better do something awesome to make up for that, and there you go.
Damn, Arnold would be proud. And right away, I love this atmosphere that Umbara gives off. The giant plants and the constant mist surrounding everything makes this seem like a cross between Felucia and Dagobah. The shrouded air helps amplify the unknowns that the clones face.
I personally love how they give loads of personality to the clone characters in this arc. Not just Rex, Fives and the new guys, but a trio we saw in one of my favourite episodes. Jesse, Hardcase and Kix appeared in The Deserter. Not seeing much character, but getting very well fleshed out here. Kix is a medic who cares about the men's lives to the extent of prioritising theirs over his own. Jesse's a joker spewing out really funny quips, and Hardcase is... completely nuts. And that's awesome.
You know, Fives kind of reminds me of Burt Gummer from Tremors, just more insane about his weapons. Ooh, and my favorite part of Star Wars as a kid makes an appearance.
For all we know, we could be shooting at our own men! Oh, I am very sorry.
The terrible mixture of D-Day and Nam continues as Hardcase manages to wake up a Sarlacc ripoff.
God damn it, Hardcase. With all this mist, I wonder how often they'll run into those, but this does give Fives a badass moment.
We get a brief respite to get introduced to Dogma.
Get some rest.
Thank you, sir. I'm fine. The General's giving you an order, Dogma.
It kinda reminds me of you.
Maybe.
Before I got character development.
Well, I do like how there was sort of a reference to Omaha Beach earlier, and the clones fighting New Umbarans could be a reference to Vietnam, but I like how there's even some nods to World War I with how the clones are waiting in the trench.
The Goth guerrillas then send in a literal Taserface to distract from a rear assault. Luckily, Rex calls in an airstrike and gives Anakin some advice.
There's an opening to our south. I recommend we move all platoons off the ridge in case the airstrike overshoots.
Good thinking, Rex.
Remember this, cause Krell won't.
This is just a nice showcase of how Rex, the clones, and Anakin trust one another even right in the middle of a freaking battle. Yet again, trust is the most valuable thing on the battlefield.
Glad we got off that ridge.
Yeah.
And oh by the way, Krell hasn't shown up yet.
Well, he should arrive right about... Ah, there you go.
Here's Pong Krell,
who's a bit of a... stinker.
Wait a minute, that's Krell's first name? I mean, Star Wars history on Atari wasn't great, but this is just a bit much, Lucas.
He's come to replace Anakin because... the Chancellor wanted him back?
This is my least favourite part of the arc. It just feels so contrived.
And there isn't even a reason for why the Chancellor wants Anakin back. did he think...
Alright, I have started a war and made the Jedi look like idiots. Better set about creating my incompetent army. Wow, the 501st is doing very well. Better send in my most incompetent general to thin them out.
While I agree this does feel forced and the lack of info really doesn't help it, I actually think this works in the episode's favor.
You dare disagree with the spirit of chaos?
Now hold on there, stock British villain in every American action film. Okay, I'll make a note to not say that again. Anyway, I have a point. I think this helps because his immediate and contrived appearance puts an immediate strain on both the clones and the audience. It nails home the point that something is very wrong, and at least it's not as bad as Spike's contrivance to make a joke, and I use that term very loosely, in Spike at Your Service, or Fluttershy and Bulk Biceps being Rainbow's teammates in Rainbow Falls.
Fair point.
Rather immediately, he establishes himself as a dickhead.
Your reputation precedes you, General. It is an honor to be serving you.
I find it very interesting, Captain, that you are able to recognize the value of honor for a clone.
You asshole.
Pat Rex, don't blow your references too early. He gets worse.
Oops.
Quicken that pace, Battalion. This isn't some training course on Camino.
The new General has a way with words. He's just trying to keep us on schedule by raising everyone's ire.
Maybe he wants to get you Red Lantern rings. Those would help.
Now, it looks like the wildlife is taking swats at the clones. I thought they weren't supposed to turn into stormtroopers until A New Hope. Well, at least Krell's competent fighting animals. Now, if only he could come up with good tactics for the Umbarans.
Anyone else want to stop and play with the animals? Didn't think so.
3 episodes from now, they'll wish they'd stopped and played with the animals.
Oh ho ho, I'm gonna have fun with that line later.
Plus there's a nice touch here, as when the men are tired, Krell doesn't let them rest, while Anakin gave them one earlier, even if it got interrupted. Shows even more how little respect he has for them compared to most Jedi.
They need the resolve to complete the task at hand.
But, sir,
CT-7567, are you reading me?
Gee, that's some nice respect there, General.
If we fail, everyone fails. Do you understand this?
His speeches just flow with morale to the men.
Krell then plans for a forward assault on the main road, rather than surgical strikes on the capital from the forest, which even a 12-year-old could say was a bad idea. I know, because I was 12 when first watching this, and I thought it was a bad idea. So while they walk, the main conflicts between the clones are established. Dogma wanting to stick to orders, Fives thinking Krell's tactics suck, Rex trying to keep things together, and Hardcase not giving a crap. I'll be sure to fanboy over it next episode.
Knocking on the front door worked for Captain America.
it's too quiet out there.
And apparently horror movies don't exist in the Star Wars universe. Nice jinx, Tup.
Nobody move!
If we should have to tread on a mine, what do we do?
Well, normal procedure, Lieutenant, is to jump 200 feet into the air and scatter yourself over a wide area.
All's this down. So's Ringo.
No! Who'll play the drums now?
Aw, Paul's gonna be one lonely man now. You know, unless he's already dead.
No.
They're then interrupted by another curb stomp battle, but even worse than last time. The clones have no cover and there are missiles to look out for, as well as the mines. The tension's raised more now that there's no Jedi to get rid of this easily. Luckily, even in the midst of the slaughter, Tup and Five still reserve the right to be badasses.
Maybe this Tron highway is the true highway to hell.
It gets so bad even Dogma kind of acknowledges how crap the plan was. Luckily, Rex makes the call to fall back to draw out the Umbarans and link up with the rest of their men.
Feeble-minded clones.
Shut the f*** up. Nobody even wants you here.
The plan works as the Umbarans fall back, but General Jerk berates Rex for his retreat.
Although Krell is being shown as having no sympathy to the clones, even considering them disposable would be a compliment to him, he at least acknowledges the bravery and guts Rex shows and doesn't leave them with an insult.
After he held Fives at saber point for making a good point.
Captain Rex just saved this platoon. Surely you won't fail to recognize that.
Arc 5555. Stand down.
fair point, but this really is effective to the story. With Krell admitting Rex has guts, it shows a possibility that Krell may have a change in tune and that he may see the clones as actual people instead of pawns, even though we already know how this arc concludes.
And Rex shows his guts effectively by politely telling Krell to go stuff it.
I followed your orders, even in the face of a plan that was, in my opinion, severely flawed. A plan that cost us men, not clones. Men!
I just love the touch of him taking off the helmet. Shows how he is a man and demands Krell to look him in the eye. It even gives a glimmer of hope that Krell might be more reasonable when he backs down.
Only for it to get snuffed out at the beginning of the next episode.
I know that I don't command like the Jedi you're used to serving. Certainly not like General Skywalker.
No, you're not. He actually has more than 2 brain cells dedicated to strategies that won't get his men killed. Once again, the clones' break only lasts a few seconds as the Umbarans end the episode with a counterattack.
I wonder if that counterattack is symbolism to show that Krell working with them will just continue to blow up in their faces.
Good point. He leaves only for the battle to commence, and he's no help in holding them off. Even when the battle continues in the next episode, the General, he's just trying to call Obi-Wan, even kicks away a clone's body to show that he doesn't even have respect for the dead. Also, them starting out fighting a starfighter is good setup for the ending of the episode.
Turning the tide.
Awesome, another 40s style news intro.
Over-the-top narration makes each episode incredibly fun to watch. It should get tiresome, but doesn't, thanks to the voice acting magic of Tom Kane.
The arc pulls no punches when it comes to the clones, starting the episode with another hellish battle as Kenobi tells Krell of an airbase supplying the Umbaran capital.
Yeah, but despite the nightmarish battle on Umbara continuing from the end of the first episode, it's really tasteless how Krell just kicks a clone body out of the way just to take a call from Obi-Wan. Yeah, the call was important to inform the battalion that there is an airbase they need to take over to cut off the Umbaran supplies, but this isn't winning him any favors from us and probably not the clones either.
Maybe he was blocking the signal.
From lying on the ground.
Well, do you know how Star Wars phones work?
No, do you?
Well, moving on. As the clones move on, without us seeing them beat the Umbarans, kind of a cop-out. Anywho, Rex establishes that the Umbarans have some heavy ordnance in a narrow gorge, and Krell comes up with the brilliant plan of another frontal assault.
Oh, again with the forward assault. He's supposed to be a great military strategist? Even the Cleveland Browns would turn this guy down for a coaching job.
Obi-Wan and the other battalions are holding off the enemy right now, while they wait for us to take out this base. We don't have time to look for a more secure route.
And you won't be much help to Obi-Wan in several pieces. The clones understandably take issue.
The casualties are going to be high. Is Krell trying to get us killed? We're running out of time, and this is the best option. No recon, no air support. We don't know what we're up against.
This brilliantly shows how the clones aren't just numbers or drones. They all have unique responses to Krell's plan that are appropriate, such as Kix worrying about the casualties, Dogma arguing that there isn't enough time for another approach, and Hardcase...
Could be fun!
Yeah, still not giving a crap.
You know, I wasn't sure that Krell was crazy before, but now, I'm positive.
And Jesse is best clone. Nah, nobody beats Hardcase.
Except Rex.
But seriously, I love the different reactions that the clones have, even if most of them agree with Rex. The variations are to die for. This is brilliant writing on how to make every soldier feel like they matter, and it ups the danger every time they walk into a battle. Major props to D. Bradley Baker.
The only guy who manages to talk to himself and not seem like a complete loon. Plus, Fives' comment about Skywalker leading at the front, unlike Krell bringing up the rear, is very revealing. It shows the clones' respect isn't automatic. I mean, I wouldn't give my full loyalty to someone who took strategy lessons from Field Marshal Haig.
Or General Custer.
Rex pulls Fives aside, and the disagreements they have are heartbreaking. Rex tries to justify that Krell's a successful war hero, while Fives points out he has the highest casualties of any Jedi. It's the potent question of whether the ends justify the means in warfare. Rex knows Krell's nuts, but he has to keep things together, or else everyone will die.
We're soldiers. We have a duty to follow orders, and if we must, lay down our lives for victory.
It sucks, but there is no fairness nor winners in war. However, it's always good to question your acts of war, or else you're either a blind sheep or a mindless killing machine.
I mean, what are they? Some kind of suicide squad? I'll let myself out.
What the?
Uh-oh, did someone leave the gates on the comment section open again?
Actually, it isn't trolls, but the very hungry caterpillar. Hungry for their souls! And this thing gave me nightmares as a kid. The heavy blasters, ability to tunnel, and most of all, the organic sounding roars they give off are terrifying, even more so than the more powerful tanks they go up against later.
Jeez, I know all the clones have it bad here, but the guys on the AT-RTs just can't catch a frickin' break. But were those caterpillars built by Skynet?
Luckily, Rex brings a solution with him. Rocket launchers!
That was close. You got a point there.
He beat me by 1 second.
They'll be coming around any second. Bring up the launchers. Spread detonators along that corridor. Trap them into the bottleneck.
And here we have Rex being a much better leader than Krell, actually coming up with real strategies instead of just going kamikaze on everything. I know it's season 4 for the Clone Wars, but the way Rex can think on his feet and come up with or change strategies on a dime is very respectable. Why couldn't he have just been given complete reign over the clones when Anakin was yanked away for reasons?
Agreed. Motion carried. Ooh, pretty.
Wow, Rex even has badass pratfalls. As they walk through the wasteland of tanks, Kix decides to play with the animals some more. Shows how much he cares about the other clones, even after he failed to save them.
We've got a problem.
Sorry Rex, but you can't alert a problem to your battalion without saying Houston first.
Besides, just get some ointment for those crabs and... You know what, a boat joke.
What are they doing?
Trying not to get killed, you fat ugly fear feck.
What, did Krell think those crab tanks belong to the clones?
At least there's an Avatar reference in there.
Should I send them to support Captain Rex?
I'll give the order when I give it, Sergeant Apple.
Well, one letter off, but he has the same arrow as the airbenders. Still, I wish Apple could fly the clones out of there.
No, don't say that or else Shyamalan will mispronounce his name too!
Blast!
One thing I love about this episode in particular is how the threat gradually escalates. It begins with a starfighter that retreats, the caterpillars were really tricky, and the crabs are nigh unstoppable. Not even the rocket launchers work on them.
Jesus! You know what? These tanks are much more nightmares than the last ones.
I used to think General Krell was reckless, but now I'm beginning to think he just hates clones.
You don't say.
At least he makes up for it by saying they need to find another way. He doesn't say what though, so he's being unhelpful by suggesting help he can't give. Rex even has to pull Kix back from helping the injured due to how badly the battle's going.
You don't have a choice. That's an order. You sound like General Krell.
Damn. I know that the clones are wearing helmets and we can't see their faces, but when Kix said that to Rex, I could see Rex's helmet have both a mixture of dread and anger painted on it. And I like that he contrasts what Kix said.
It's more important to save yourself right now. If we survive, you can patch up the wounded later.
Luckily, Rex gives Fives and Hardcase a mission to commandeer starfighters from the airbase to take out the tanks. Nice payoff from the beginning. Krell acts how you'd expect.
Captain, you will launch a full forward strike immediately!
Oh gee, maybe the third time's the charm with a full forward strike.
Or you will be relieved of duty.
Wow. Look, I knew you were a dickhead before, but you're just gonna possibly kill one of your own men just because he comes up with a strategy that's better than yours. No, you should be relieved of duty, hat.
I just realized it. Krell looks like the dinosaur that ate Newman in Jurassic Park.
I'd take a Dilophosaurus over General Ripper.
We need to hold out as long as we can. I'm trusting Fives and Hardcase to pull this thing off. The second they spot us, I start blasting.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Some kind of sensor wall.
Couldn't you have said force field?
Wait a minute, where are the jet troopers like in the original Star Wars Battlefront games? Those jetpacks really would have helped him out there.
I'd prefer a good fight to all this sneaking around.
He said it! He said it!
Although he does have a point. Where's Delta Squad when you need them?
The importance of their mission is hammered in as they intercut, with the battle being just as costly as ever.
I wonder if that's why the patrol around the electric fence is non-existent. Maybe the Umbarans are just as arrogant as Krell?
Maybe they're pompous due to security and their advanced tech and the war they probably made them on Calamari pay for. Fives detonates a handy-dandy distraction that diverts the now-existent patrol.
Thanks for standing still, wanker!
So, how do I start this thing? Well, how should I know? Start pushing buttons.
Wait, don't push the... Self-destruct. Bugger.
I like how this scene of them trying to steal the fighters is a bit more lighthearted considering the episode up to this point has been pretty dreadful. Kind of like how the fighters take off above the Umbaran's airbase, their spirits and our spirits are lifted from their first real victory with Krell, despite the fact that Krell had jack all to do with the plan that Fives, Hardcase, and Rex came up with and executed. And it shows that the clones are still far better strategists than Krell.
It's also satisfying to see the Umbaran's advanced tech prove to be their undoing. In another bleak cutback, Kix is just randomly firing, crying out like a madman. I wonder if he feels guilty over all the brothers he can't save. He was pretty vehement about his disgust at Rex telling him to just take care of himself. He's fine later, but this hints at some instability. Luckily, Drunk flies to the rescue.
Clear out, Captain. The big guns have arrived, sir! The Eagles are coming!
Michael Bay wishes his explosions could have this much meaning. And I haven't seen such an uplifting battle involving jets since Top Gun's final dogfight.
Sergeant, their defenses are down. Send in the rest of our forces.
Oh, now you send in the other troops.
Plus, he only arrives after they've taken the base, without his beard. Animators? What the heck?
So that's why he didn't take part in the battle. The bastard was shaving.
A lot of men died to take this base.
The price for such victory. Perhaps someday you'll realize this.
He's the one who will never realize.
You don't say.